Here's an encounter that changed my entire life. When I was 14 years old, I used to help my cousin with physical therapy. She had just been in a tragic car accident that unalived my mother, and she got really hurt. So that's another story for another day. But this day, we were supposed to just walk across the street, and she said, "Walk me to the corner store." So I'm walking her with her to the corner store, and as we get to the corner, I see a crowd, a big crowd of young people. And then I saw this guy start staggering back into the street, and I looked, there was a knife protruding out of his chest. And then he stumbled into the street, hit the floor, and the knife fell one way and he fell the other way, and then blood starts spewing everywhere. So I ran towards this guy. I put my hand on his chest and applied pressure. Then I told him, "Listen, I need to get into a taxi right away to take him to the emergency room." We get into the taxi and I'm applying pressure. I'm putting all the pressure I could right there. And then the taxi takes us to the hospital. When we get to the hospital, the taxi driver has to take me and him out into the triage because remember, I can't help him, and now he's a little bit weaker and I cannot help him walk. I have to keep the pressure on his wound. So the taxi driver helps me into the triage, and the triage nurse, they start doing what they do, and then they tell me, "You cannot leave. You need to talk to the police and you need to sit there." I start to worry like crazy because one, I left my cousin on the corner, and two, I am not where I'm supposed to be. Okay? So now I'm worrying. I don't know this story. What are they going to ask me? I don't know. I'm supposed to be at the corner with my cousin, and I don't know where she is. My aunt is going to unalive me. Anyway, I'm there. It seems like hours. The police come. They take my statement, and I told them I don't know this guy from anywhere. I just jumped into action because I saw the blood spewing out of his chest. And then they told me, "You still can't leave. You gotta stay put." I stayed put for what seemed like hours. Then a physician comes out, and he looked at me very curious. "Are you the girl that brought in the stab wound?" I said, "Yes." He said, "How did you know what to do?" He said, "How old are you?" I said, 14. He said, "How did you know what to do?" I said, "Oh, that's what they taught me at the Red Cross. I've been doing this training for years." And then he said, "You need to be an ER physician." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm going to be an author." And he smiled. He said, "That sounds nice. You need to be an ER physician or ER nurse." And that is one of the biggest reasons why I am who I am today. I am not a doctor, but I am a nurse practitioner, and I'm also an author, and I run Bold Publishing Company. I help you tell stories, and that, my dear, is how you tell a story that is impactful and meaningful.